The mic's wrong. Sorry.
Oh,
sorry about the monkey.
Okay. Sorry
Space
about
is
that,
back.
but now we are back. Again,
From outer space.
one day we will get that kink worked out, I swear.
One day.
We'll figure it out. But, okay, so now that we're back, we're going to pick up where we left off. The group had just come out of the basement discovering a large mold infestation in the wine and ale cellars. And they decided they would deal with that later, and they're about to go look for a place to have some dinner and some drinks.
I'd say like while they were in the basement, I'd be like just in the main like bar area, just kind of like maybe starting to pile some of the debris, like until they came up and then
Start throwing it in the corner.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, so you guys step outside into the cold, frigid air. It's a bit colder than it was earlier when you guys were out walking about. Now it's dark. You guys walk out, and you see that the snow is still lightly falling. But it doesn't look like a whole lot has accumulated throughout the day. It looks like most of the snowfall that is still there is still left over from the night before. Has added a little bit, maybe about an inch, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, you guys step out into the night air. You look around the alley, and you see there's a couple of streetlights lit up throughout the alleyway. You see that the glass, what you can assume greenhouse that you saw at the place across the alleyway from you guys, the entire top floor where all the plants are, you can see is just lit up, and you can see all these bright, different colored flowers and stuff still from a light that seems to come from behind them. And yeah, you guys, where do you guys want to go?
Runes, right?
Friends Brews?
You need drink and food.
Yeah. So you guys walk across the alleyway to this small little building where you saw a man walk into earlier in the day with a sign swinging that says Friends Brews, and it kind of just lightly kind of kilters back and forth in the light breeze of the evening.
As we walk over there, I turn to Zane and I say, "You might be interested in some of that fungus down in the basement."
I was kind of thinking the same thing, but I can go down and get a sample.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So the place looks open?
Yeah, you can see that in the two windows that it does have that there are lights on inside.
Well, shall we? Sabian will open the door and hold it.
Yeah, and you hold open the door, and as you guys pile in, you see that it's much smaller than your guys' tap room. I'd say it's probably about half the size, but it's a quaint little quiet place. You see that man that you guys saw outside earlier, standing behind the bar, kind of like with a towel in hand, kind of like wiping out some glasses. You see actually two halfling gentlemen kind of at a table by themselves in the back corner. Other than that, there's not really much else going on. It's kind of quiet. And yeah, you see that man that you guys saw earlier in the day behind the bar, and he looks up and says, welcome. This is my establishment. Welcome to Fruins Brews. What can I do for you?
Food. Drink.
Food. I have food. I can do that. What are you looking for?
We're just quite hungry, and I just hoping to order meals and drinks.
We got drinks. We got meals. Anything in particular? Any drink? You looking for some ale?
Whiskey.
Something a little harder? Whiskey. I can do whiskey.
Same.
I'd take a nice stew if you had some.
I got a stew.
Excellent.
Mutton okay with you?
Yeah. Yeah, if it's good.
It's good.
Excellent.
I'll take the same, actually. Mutton and maybe a whiskey as well.
You guys,
Hold it
One.
round for, one for everyone. Whiskey
Alright, so
and
mutton
whiskey and
stew and whiskey. You guys want a bottle, or do you guys just want your own drinks?
bottle.
No, might as well.
All right. Let's see. So it's gonna be.
Loaf of bread.
Yeah, I'll bring you out one. I was going to. You all get a small side with it with your stew, but I'll just bring out a plate. Let's see. Kind of tallies it up as he's like. You see him grab a set of glasses, set it on a tray. He grabs a bottle and sets it there. All right, I'll get the food started for you. Give me, let's say, 5 gold total.
Sabian will give him
5 dragons.
Sabian will give him 5 dragons and 5 silver.
Thank you. It's very generous.
Well, we are just cold and hungry, and this place is quite cozy. Is there a booth or like a table away from the rest of the establishment? In the corner?
Yeah, away enough. It's a pretty small place, but yeah, you're definitely like there's probably only like 4 or 5 tables, but you definitely find one that can fit you guys all and isn't like butted up against the other 2 people that are there.
Got it.
All right, yeah, and he takes your money, and you see him kind of walk through a small door into the back, and leaves you guys to it. So you guys pull up seats.
What was the atmosphere like right outside? Like, were there people walking down the alley, anything like that?
Down the alley, I mean, there's a couple people that seem to like stroll through, but it's not like a major thoroughfare where there's like crowds of people that walk through this way.
Yeah.
Well, Sarmea's gonna. It sounded like Sarmea was given a glass or something.
There.
He gave you a bottle with 5 glasses on it on a
We
tray.
sit down, and Sabian will start pouring whiskeys for everyone.
Sarmea will take the one in front of her, shove it down her mouth, and then walk out.
I'm glad you clarified.
Okay.
I was thinking she was gonna go for ear.
Oh man, I was gonna say nose.
Yeah.
And I do everything I want to do when I'm outside, but I don't know how you want me to do that now or not.
Well, I mean, if you're inside, then how are you doing it? A thing outside?
No, I'm down on my whiskey and walking out the door.
Oh, and walking outside. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you just see Sarmea get up and start to walk away.
I don't stop.
Right, yeah. So
I'd say I'd probably shut
you
it
all
off.
watch her walk right back out the door. And what are you doing?
Sarmea is just gonna stand outside the door and bring out her tiny drum of the pink flute and start playing a performance to try to get some money.
All right. Roll a performance check.
We get a +7. Ha! 21.
Oh, 21. So you, in your regular clothes and everything,
Yeah.
walk out and you've got this pink drum under your arm and you start playing this actually really smooth melody that is very pleasant. There's a few people that are kind of walking down the main street. They're not walking through the alleyway who kind of stop and like see you playing there and stop for a moment and watch for a little bit. And then, nice. Do you have anything set out?
I was gonna look at what I have. How about all? I mean, I specifically said I only took my drum with me.
Feels like
How about I
a
just-
soggy
I
magic
take-
show.
I take off my cloak and sort of gather it into like a fabric bowl.
Okay. Yeah, you see a couple people stop and they watch you for a minute, and you see one of them. It's this couple. One of them walks up and throws 3 or 4 nibs in your pile, but then you see the other one walk up and drop a shard.
All right, so how much is that total?
A shard and 4 nibs.
Okay. Sarmea will just stop after the one song
Okay.
and take that money, walk inside, put it on the table, and sit down and pour herself another glass of whiskey.
What?
Oh, so I no longer have that money. I didn't need to write it down.
Yeah, so you guys like sit down.
That just happened.
You guys have a couple minutes before she comes back. Did you guys want to do anything?
Questions. So many things. Go ahead. No, you first.
I was going to say, even, and as she leaves, I don't get to add her into this conversation, but I hate to be such a bother. on you all keeping me up as you were. Like, offering me a room, I let me know if there's anything I could do.
You can hang around.
If you're offering, I'll be glad to help.
Well, you
Anytime you
seem
need.
pretty good with your words, unlike myself, clearly.
I'm just going to let him be like. I'm just going to be like. My mother used to always say, "Everybody wants something. What is it that you want, Reverend?"
Well, I wanted into the city. I got there, and I wanted to see Volo, and I did that. And now I'm in your humble care. What do I want? Spread joy and light, and get all those experiences that I sort of crave. I feel I have a purpose on this land, and I wish to go search that out.
Purpose? What? A good purpose, I hope.
The best purpose.
How do you feel about crime?
He's cutting to the chase.
Yeah, right.
How do you feel about crime?
Crime, huh?
You're not there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You guys all hear like about now. You
Convenient.
just hear this light pounding coming from outside the door.
Well, I've never been really one to break a law, but it depends. What do you mean?
Well, there's a lot of opportunity here in this enterprise of ours, and, sometimes things happen in taverns, and I just want to know where you stand. Do I gotta worry about it?
I don't. Can I insight that?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, that one I think I need that. Oh no. That's a 3. Would that be very concerning? Or do I just not read it?
Yeah, to you it just kind of like goes the sinister overtones just kind of go over your head.
Oh, I really wouldn't want to be such a bother. Of course, you all being such good hosts.
No,
Do I know
I'm just
for
saying you have a lot of potential.
Do I know for sure that you're like a member of an organization?
I mean, it's not exactly been a secret.
It hasn't been like
Yeah.
explicitly said like I work for these people. No, I think you did say you worked for these people. No, you said you did work for these people.
When we went to the warehouse.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was gonna say. I don't know if he ever
It's
like
very heavily
said a
implied.
name
Yeah,
of an
It's very heavily
organization
implied, but
to everyone, but
no.
like you definitely were like, I work
For these people.
for these people. Yeah.
I work for people.
Lyra has put me on this path. If that path coincides with yours,
I mean, I think that you could be a great face for Troll Skull Manor, sort of like the front man.
I was gonna say you do like to spread joy.
Yeah.
it
Good
is
for a
kind
bar.
of one of my purposes in this world.
yes. How would you like to be the oh god, what's the name? The person who posts. Thank you.
The Java head.
Slash MC.
Yeah, MC.
There you go. Let's go MC.
How
Because
about-
otherwise, it's just going to be throw me back to the diner. And I'm not-
Well, I'm sure that you could be funny or,
I mean, all you need to say is that you have the local hero as your host, and I think that would draw a crowd.
Well, that's true. It's all about advertising, right? So
That's true.
that's what I'm saying. And we have an aspiring cook who's
That's
got,
true.
meat on his bones, can swing a hammer, in case there's trouble.
That meat's gonna be so tenderized.
Exactly. I just,
Well,
we have to be on the same page, just because we're
How
all in
about
this
unless
together.
I see any signs on the contrary? I will happily stay with you.
Well, I'm not in the business of backstabbing, but I do have to.
I think you misread me. If my lady allows me to stay, I will stay.
Oh, I see.
Tell me a bit more about your lady.
Yes.
A bright, shining star in the sky, in the day, in the night. She dances with such grace, your eyes would spin in their sockets.
As he finishes that sentence, the door flies open and Sarmea stumbles
Yeah.
back inside. Walks up and just slams the coin on the table, pours herself a drink.
I will say, if I can flavor it a little DM, my drum will have like a sling on it, so I can just like I don't have to hold it. It's and then also at that moment, she's gonna take the tiny tart out of her pocket that I just threw on the ground in my cloak.
A very roughshod tart.
So it's like soggy tart.
Yeah. So what kind of shape is this tart in?
What kind of shape is this tart in?
Tart, I think you mean pile of crumbs.
It's
I pull it, mush.
you're able to pull it out. It's all in one piece, but it's not as pretty as it was. That's for sure.
Then
It's
I
still
got
tiny.
you a tart earlier.
No.
Sarmea is holding a straight face, like she thinks she's being smooth.
I'll take it graciously. Thank you.
Did I just see a
Close
hair in that tart?
Can you say that out loud?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I would say this doesn't break my stride on my conversation about the lady, though. As the slam and the tart goes across, I look at you two and go, when I was very young, I had a very defining moment where I feel divine favor was occurred in my favor. That's a word. That's how it goes.
You say it with enough confidence.
Yeah,
He's a wordsmith.
I am. That's a +4 to charisma, dude.
Yeah.
But no, she stepped in when I should have done. And from that point on, she has been with me. And so, again, I follow her winds, even if they are just a light perfume on the air.
I see. Well, if you feel yourself being called elsewhere, then so be it. But yes, stay for a while.
Yes, I'm sure
As
we'll
long as
all
you
enjoy
like.
your company. Wink.
Do I see this
Make
wing?
a roll a perception check. Or were you trying to be stealthy about it?
No.
Then I'd say you see it. If he's
Okay.
not trying to hide it, then
I mean, it wasn't. It's
You
not
guys are
like
all just
obvious.
sitting
It's
around
not
the
like I'm
table.
like. But you know.
Sarmea will giggle.
But yes, I promise to let you know if she does. But from what it feels, from what I've seen, I'm walking the right path. And that's the important part.
Excellent. I don't know much about your lady, but maybe in time you can tell me a little bit more about her. So, we are going to be in business together. We should drink to that.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah, hold up my glass.
To partners.
To Troll Skull Manor.
We're
Clinching.
whores.
That's great, you guys.
Yeah.
I think that shot me to the trailer.
And actually, at that point, if we are going to all partner up, and just from the general feel of the place, Navram reaches into his robes and pulls out the burning sage that he bought, and goes, "We should run this through the house. It's just a formality, but it's always good to do."
I'm gonna like pick it up and give it a little sniff and be like, "Yeah, that's a good idea."
Whatever you think is best.
Sarmea, like, since no one has taken the money that she set down, she's just eyeballing it.
Sabian just like pushes it back over to her and says, I paid for it already.
She takes it back.
Are you touched in the head?
No, Sarmea's response.
You seem a bit off. Like all the time. Did you fall on your head as a child,
Let's
maybe?
see.
Let's see. I gotta check.
Let me read the spell real quick.
Did my character suffer?
Sarmea is just kind of like losing. She lost a little bit of her confidence that she projects a little bit.
Just a little.
Just a little. And she'll do that, and then she'll kind of sit up straight, look at Susan, and say, she'll kind of do that, like just a.
Yes.
And she's gonna look at you and take the bottle of whiskey and pour herself another glass.
So this is like your 4th glass of whiskey?
Third.
Oh.
Are you lightweight?
After you pour it, Sabian will grab it and pull it over to him. I think you've had enough. This is meant for all of us.
Now kiss.
I'm gonna be like the only one not doing that.
As Sarmea turns away from you with that like look of being defeated, you see that back door swing open, and the proprietor comes back out carrying a tray with 5 bowls of soup on it, 5 bowls of stew, and then passes them all out, and then sets a big plate of bread on the center of the table. Says, I saw you guys over there looking at the shit heap earlier. Old Volo finally trying to get rid of it, and he kind of like smiles and chuckles to himself a little bit.
I'd say he did.
To you all.
Yeah, we're living there now.
And you see him kind of like, his kind of like teasing happiness just disappears.
I'm going to be the face.
Of what?
Troll Skull Manor.
Yeah, the greatest tavern in this.
I thought you were
The
the greatest
greatest-
face.
The greatest face ever. No, the greatest tavern in the North Ward.
We're gonna get kicked out real quick.
Yeah.
We're competition,
Just takes
man.
the stew.
I'm gonna like,
No,
I'm gonna eat my stew
no.
real quick.
After he like set
I
the
wanna
stew
eat my
down.
stew.
Yeah, he's already set it down, but is that so?
I mean, we're not here to drive anyone out of business. We're just trying to make a little coin for ourselves.
Aren't we all? Speaking of which, it must have cost you some. How much he charge you for that shithole?
One favor.
A great heroic deed.
What do you mean?
It took a man's soul. That's what it cost.
I killed like 3 creatures by myself.
They told me they'd saved someone. A friend of ours.
Oh yeah.
It was a favor. A reward.
But you didn't pay for it?
No.
This is a manner of payment.
Good fucking luck. And you see him just turn around and walk away.
I think we made a friend, guys.
I think we made a friend.
As he walks back behind the back.
Sabian just like cheers his back as
Well, I was going to say, as he walks around the counter and pushes through the back door, you see him kind of just look over his shoulder and glare at you all. And disappears into the back.
Alright.
Fuck him.
Yes.
So enough time has passed that now Sarmea has had a little bit of time to think of an insult.
Word.
Doing this? Alright.
So
Please lay it on me. I can't wait.
Layeth it down.
Sarmea is gonna cast Vicious Mockery on Sabian and say, "You're really bad at breaking into buildings."
Cut Steve, man.
Just a real person.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do a Wisdom saving throw. Come on.
You feeling wise?
No.
That was a
No.
one.
It's a natural one.
How much damage do I take?
1 damage.
Okay.
Wait, do I add my spell attack? No, that's to the attack, and it's not an attack, so I
Yeah,
don't
you
have
normally
damage
don't add
to it.
add any modifiers to your spell attack damage.
Got it.
How are you, like, sitting right now?
I would say, I would say I'm eating the stew with some bread and sitting kind of. And I just give you the side eye while I do the vicious mockery, and then go back to eating.
She kind of like waves her spoon at you as she makes her hand gesture for the spell.
It doesn't require it, it's just verbal.
Oh, it's just verbal.
Alright. I just sort of.
And you can, as you're looking at her, you just kind of feel this like twinge, like
Suddenly
back
a
of your
headache.
head, like, oh, what the fuck was that?
Really? Magic?
Did you feel that?
I mean, I felt it. Doesn't mean it was particularly good.
Well, there's more where that came from. Watch your back.
More bad
And then
one-liners.
she giggles like she can't keep it. She's not that kind of person that would like threaten someone. And she'll start laughing.
She just sits there in her chair,
It's
like laughing
kinda
to herself.
giggling. Like, kinda giggling under her breath a little bit.
Anyways. Well, should we talk about how we're going to get this place put together, or what do you all think?
Yeah. I mean,
Well, I was planning on spending tomorrow picking out things we need to turn it into a tavern.
It's true.
Some foodstuffs. I don't know if any of you are particularly adept at purchasing beverages or
I know where
fine furnishings.
Well,
I know where we
Durnan,
can get cheese.
Yes, I remember that.
Durnan said he could get us in with the Brewers Guild.
Oh, that is a great idea.
My mom can get us in with the
Cheesemakers Guild.
it's like grocers and something guild. In game, I think I would actually know that. Oh, you know
You
what?
should.
I think it's.
Oh, do you think she could also get us into, like, the Dirty Horrors Guild?
Oh,
Because she's clearly a member.
oh!
The
Now
count-
that's how you do an
Savian,
insult.
Savian suddenly learns vicious mockery.
Sorry, man, it takes 2 points of damage.
the Council of Farmer Grocers.
Yep.
And I have an in with the Council of Musicians, Choir Makers, and musicians, instrument makers, and choristers. So besides me, we can get some real performers in, and my mom can help
Besides
us
you,
with the
who
food.
said anything about your performing?
I'm performing there. Also, while we're on that, I've been thinking about the name of our tavern. Now, let me know how this hits you guys. Nogakori Tavern.
I mean,
No.
What's your idea?
Troll Skull Manor.
Tavern? How are people gonna know it's
Troll Skull, well, I mean, a manor can be a tavern.
Manor and
she has a good point. We should call it like tavern or inn or something that.
Well, it's not an inn though. I mean, I'm sure
Troll
all...
Skull
Watering hole.
Bar.
Troll Skull Tavern.
Okay.
Alliteration. People
The
like
tavern
alliteration.
at Troll Skull Manor.
Okay, there you go.
Ooh.
That sounds really fancy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Those are
That's
nice.
some Nick Nick shit right there. That's some Nick Nick shit. Well done. I
The
like
tavern.
it.
That's it. It's
That's
name.
it.
The tavern.
At Troll
The
Skull.
tavern. That troll skull. Wait, alley or
Manor.
manor?
I'd say Manor, yeah.
You're right. Very well. Sounds like we're already coming up with great ideas.
That's a really good ideas in.
Thanks.
how can I be of assistance? I don't really have any connections in this town. Mine is Folo, but I mean, I don't know where he'll exactly be.
You make sure that our patrons want to come back. Greet them, Make them very.
Oh,
no.
I know how to be a face when
Yeah.
it comes down to it. I'm saying tomorrow when we're setting up.
Next, we're gonna open the whorehouse.
Yeah,
and
right.
The red
Your
guy
mom
did-
can work there. Oh.
Alright.
God damn it.
So, anyways.
Yeah.
Now maybe we're just gonna like JoJo pose and be like, "Don't worry,
Yeah.
I know how."
Maven, how are you good at interior decorating?
I mean, I could hang some drapes.
You could work with my brother Ozzy on that.
I don't know if I'm very deft with the needle, but I'd certainly be able to put them on.
What are the rules on gambling in Waterdeep? Miss Know-It-All.
And what color scheme were you guys thinking? Because I could certainly go around to what.
Is this the? No, that's the deed. We need that.
We could go to the Street of Silks if we needed anything for tapestry.
I would assume that Sarmea would know the laws on gambling in Waterdeep, or at least somewhat.
I would assume so.
You wanna clue me in so I don't have to.
I don't know if it's actually listed on there.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Free reign. Spend your money.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I would assume if it's not on the.
Yeah, I mean, you would know that gambling is definitely not illegal.
It's not illegal. We could have some dice games or something.
See, I think that's a good idea.
Agreed.
I can set up a booth to identify magical objects too, or any object that can pretend it's legal.
Like for a fee.
Yeah.
It sounds kind of niche, but maybe it could work. I don't know.
Or it could be known that we are able to do it.
Oh, like a side service?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Plus, my performances will, of course, bring people in.
Sure.
I'm.
Wow.
I mean, I think step one though may be getting someone to look at the walls, the
Oh,
floors,
yeah,
and the
yeah. No,
holes.
I'm going to the Mason's Guild tomorrow.
Perfect. I think we should probably get that taken
And
care of before moving any
Woodworkers Guild.
Oh,
heavy
yes,
furniture.
And
Maven, that's another thing you could do. You could use your charm to get us a good deal on someone who can fix up the place.
I have a decent gift of gab. I wouldn't be against it, certainly.
I'm pretty good at persuading people to do things. Also, I can just charm them and, get what I want.
Oh,
It hasn't worked so far.
that might not be the best way to form
I'm not trying to turn you.
long-term business
Clearly.
relationships, but
Actually, Samaya, I was going to ask you, your sister pointed me in the direction of you. Do you have some makeup?
Oh, of course, yeah. I have a little disguise kit up in my room.
Just a little bit. Just enough that I could use a few times.
I think Brago might know where it's at in my room. He could probably show you.
Okay.
I do.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yes, yes.
Awesome.
Of course I do.
Good job.
Well, when we get back to the place, if you don't mind showing me, Brago, just a little bit, if you don't mind.
Yeah, yeah. Of course.
I've never seen a dwarf in makeup.
I'm wearing it right now, can't you tell?
No.
Really extends the
That
cheekbones
was a
under the
dwarven joke.
Are dwarves known for their
You
humor?
guys are killing it.
It depends on which dwarves you know, I suppose.
Well.
Ready, break? I don't know.
Lost my train of thought.
Yeah, Sarmea will finish up her stew, and I the bottle of whiskey. How's it doing?
It's over.
I know it's nowhere near me.
I'd say by the time you guys are done like eating and stuff, it's probably gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially after you've had 3 drinks. Everybody else would have had at least 2. So I'd say the rest of you guys probably get another one. So you guys, as you guys finish up, you guys are probably finishing up your last round of drinks too.
Mhm.
And the barkeep sees that, and he, instead of coming over to you guys, he just kind of yells out from behind the bar, "Need anything else?"
Anyone?
No, I'm all good.
No, I think we're good. Thank you, sir. Have a wonderful night.
And you see him just kind of like, like wiping down the bar.
Wow. You try to be friendly to some people.
I know, right?
Mm.
Yeah, I'd say like if we're leaving, once we get outside the door, I'd be like, "What the fuck was that guy's mouth?"
Doesn't like a good bit of friendly competition, it seems.
As you guys walk out the door, you see him come around the bar and head to your table to start clearing stuff off.
Well, I'm ready to hit the hay. I don't know about you guys.
Oh well, you needed to show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go look at areas that we might put a stage for a little bit.
So, yeah, we walk in. I'm just waiting for Braga to show me.
Yeah, let's look.
As you guys walk in, you notice that the now that you guys have that hatch door open, you kind of notice that like scent is started to like kind of walk through the rest of the building. It's not nearly as like condensed as if you were to let go back downstairs, but you can definitely notice that it's started to waft out.
How's it mixing with my perfume?
Not great at all.
That's bad. I can imagine. That's theater of the mind for you. I can imagine how that is. Maybe, I don't know, does it seem like it's lessening, or it just like...
Well, in the room that you're in, it's obviously increased because it
Right.
wasn't there before.
Right.
Like I said, it doesn't seem nearly as bad as it does like when you're actually downstairs.
Got it. I don't know, maybe this was a bad idea, to leave the door open.
I thought we were going to burn some sage.
Oh, yeah.
It isn't exactly for quelling the smell, though.
Oh.
It's more for clearing out bad spirits. It's just a silly ritual.
Huh.
Well, if it pleases your lady, then please, go right ahead.
Sure, we could start down here. I could, while we're making our way up to the third floor.
Yes.
I'll sage each of those. So, do I have anything to light it with? Is the fire still going?
Yeah.
Maybe died down a little
Yeah,
bit?
I'd say you guys were, after only having one round of drinks and dinner, you guys have probably gone maybe an hour and a half.
So I'm just going to
It's definitely died down a bit, but it's still
get
going.
as close without burning myself to the fire in the hog and kind of light the tips.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I'd like to, I guess, I just move throughout each corner of the room, kind of like letting it go. And you see me take a moment and say something under my breath as I do. And as I finish up this, the tap room, go into the kitchen, finish that up too. Get to the stairs and go, Braga, shall we?
Yes,
I'm done
let's
here.
go.
Do you go into the basement?
Yeah.
You reluctantly
Hesitantly go into the
basement.
basement. And yeah, both rooms. Just quick word to myself. And then, yeah, second floor, doing the same thing, starting with the hall and then my room.
Okay.
And then the common room, den, and then walk into Braga's room.
I mean, as we're walking around, I'm just going to be like, so, Mevrin, are you married?
No, actually, I find the road doesn't really suit a partner as easily.
I see. So you're single then, is that the matter?
It's true. I just haven't found the person to follow along on my adventures.
Aye, I hear that.
What about you? Yourself?
I have nobody. No, I'm.
Braga's like, I'm married. Shit, wait.
No. I'm just.
And you
Just-
Sorry.
I just say no. I haven't I haven't met the right mister.
All the stuttering is actually.
Yeah, no,
Indeed.
seriously.
100%.
And as as Maverin's walking through, puts a hand on Brago's shoulder. A good-looking dwarf like yourself, I'm surprised. But, hey, you're still young.
Yes, I'm sure the right person will come along any time now.
I'm sure they will.
Looking up, because you're like
Yeah,
6 something,
no,
right?
I'm 5'10".
You're 5'10", okay.
I'm not exceptionally taller than you. I think
You're
it's
like 4 inches taller
Yeah.
than me? Yeah.
There's still a little bit of a look up.
I'm gonna just like put my hand on the small of your back.
Sure. I also believe my hand may rest on your shoulder a little bit longer than just like a nice tap.
Mhm.
I don't
Yes.
stop it.
And we proceed with the stage.
Yeah, finishing. Down in this room, let's go upstairs.
Okay, yeah, so you guys head up the staircase up onto the 3rd floor, and end up in that main hallway there in between the 2 staircases. You make your way through Sarmea's room and into her private bath. Do you also go out to the turret entrance?
Yep.
Okay. Do you go up onto the turret, or do you just do the...
The turret is actually outside, right?
Yeah, so Sarmea went up there last time, and there's a hatch that
Sure.
opens up to the parapet.
And I
up
got covered in snow when
Yeah.
I opened it.
So it's an open space up in the parapet.
I think
No,
it's
so
covered.
it's like a small little room that has the ladder going up, and then there's like kind of like the cellar hatch. There's a hatch that lifts open up to the area up top, and this is the peak of it, the very
Yeah.
top of it.
So I figure I'm going to kind of like lean back on the ladder and push it open so I don't get just like trounced with snow, knowing what I saw last time.
Yeah.
And then also just like put the sage up and say a few words. And then go down. While we're in Sarmea's room, Brago, she said you knew where her disguise kit was.
Yes, I'm sure it's around here somewhere. I'm gonna look for it.
Yeah. Roll
Did you
a
leave it out?
perception check.
Oh yeah, no, everything is neatly placed out with
Okay.
enough space.
I
everywhere.
probably
You
still
guys
need to
are-
roll
Yeah.
a perception check. 8?
An 8. You kind of like start like rustling through a couple things,
You're distracted.
and you're not
I'm
really
distracted.
sure.
It's true.
Yeah, you're not really sure which container it is.
Uh-huh.
And you can notice that he is like kind of going through more things than it looks like he knows what he's looking for.
I'm sure it's around here somewhere.
Could I sneakily take a peek around the room and see if I can see it?
Yeah.
Do I have to roll a stealth check too? Would you like me to?
I'd say
Or is he-
no, because he's kind of distracted with his looking around.
Nah. No, I rolled a 6.
You both are very distracted by
Oh, yeah.
each other.
I would say more so. I may enjoy his company. I'm just like standing back and just like trying to look around. Yeah, it's not seeing that anyway.
Yeah, no, you don't notice it. Brago, it
distracted
takes
by
you a
the show.
minute, but because everything is set out, you go through a couple things and kind of move down the line, and then eventually find it.
Okay.
If you find it, find something that matches. I don't want to do anything too outlandish.
Oh, yes. Well, I think that, right, yeah, yeah, this is it. Here we go. Well, let's see. I'll walk over to you and be like, let's see, and your complexion.
I'm more of a summer.
Summer, yes. Would summer sunset? Oh, that's probably a bit dark for your complexion, but how about this
How about Starry Night?
starry night? Oh, well, yes, let's try. But I don't want to. I don't want to overstay our welcome in Sarmaya's
No.
room. Should we
And-
come to one of ours, and I can help you apply?
I think you misunderstand what I'm using this for.
Oh, what? My mistake. What are you using it for?
It's a little piece for some bit of magic I have under my belt.
Oh, really? I'm not so familiar with magic myself. What?
Well, if you weren't so kind of a gentleman, I would possibly be able to turn you to my favor, magically speaking.
Oh, a charm.
It would just make us very close friends.
Very nice.
But again, I don't even need it, I don't believe.
I'd say not.
So, finishing the stage.
Now, kid.
I would like to pocket the. I figure it's kind of like a little bit of a lighter tone with a bit of maybe a little bit of I don't know mica, kind of put into it for a bit of sparkle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So you guys finish up in there. You do Sarmea's bathroom real quick, and you come back out. Go into Savian's room, or
Yep.
you go into the study.
The study first, and then savings.
Yeah, you go into the study. You see the same old stuff that was in there. It's real quick, just in and out. And then you go into Savian's room. And yeah, unless you're doing anything particular, get in there, sage it, get out.
Yep.
Sage it.
You also see that there's a bathroom that connects to Savian's room.
Yep. I'd say sage that. Finish. What is that? The sage the privy, and then go up
Both
in.
of them.
Yes. Oh yeah, both privies, and then go up and finish up upstairs in the Zin's attic space. Did we open the other attic space at all?
I think we did.
Okay, then finishing up in the final room that I haven't gone into.
Yeah, you go in there. You see Zin has her like bed in the room. She's got like some stuff there, and yeah, you guys finish up with the place. Now, what would you like to do? The sage has been completed.
Yes.
This place has been.
What were the rest of you guys doing while they were doing the saging?
I think Savian would have like broken down some more stuff and added to the fire to like kick it up a bit. And,
The main one in the top room.
and sort of made some firewood for the rest of the fireplaces. Basically, just start breaking down extra wood, and so when we all go to bed, we have fire for our fireplaces.
Mhm.
So,
Good call.
yeah, I guess while he's doing this, are you down there, Zin?
Oh yeah, down in like the tap room.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I'd be helping you like pile some stuff and.
Alright, so Brago and Mavrum will be up around doing stuff.
Doing stuff.
Sabian's playing with fire. Zin's hanging
Doing
out.
stuff,
I'm
making
playing with
friends.
fire.
What are you doing, Sir Man?
I'm sorry, what is it doing?
Just like still in the tap room, like continuing to kind of like pile up some of the debris and
We're
probably helping Sabian break up some wood and kind of getting started at fixing up the place.
Doing stuff. Business owners do.
I think Sarmea is gonna kind of. I mean, she'll kind of survey like where a stage could go in the room and think about the different places. And while she's doing that, she's also just gonna occasionally look at Sabian and mutter under her breath, just like stupid asshole. Fall on
Alright.
my head.
Just drinking it in.
Yeah.
Just drinking it in.
Psychological warfare campaign unfolds.
We have to
Real
start
world
like putting
Waterdeep.
a PSA about bullying at the beginning.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I'm just gonna turn this in and say I didn't know that Brago fancied men.
I guess so.
Well, I mean, we just met him, so
Right? We ain't that tight.
we ain't that tight. Sabian's just like my girl. Well,
Yeah, I was just going to say, so it probably takes you guys about 10-15 minutes to go do the whole entire house, unless you guys aren't doing anything in particular in that 10-15 minutes. What would you guys like to do once you're done?
Go back and meet the rest of the.
You guys head back downstairs?
Mhm.
Yeah, so you guys see Mavrum and Brago come downstairs.
When they come downstairs, do all their clothes and everything look like they're like normal in their
Roll a
hairs?
perception check.
oh my God.
13. I've rolled 3 12s on this die tonight. All right.
Better than the 3 5s I
Yeah,
rolled on
we-
mine.
Yes, I will take it.
To you, they look pretty normal, but you do notice that they smell like sage.
Sarmea will walk up to
As you two are like off enjoying, Maverick walks down. The house should be clear now of anything evil, as far as this ritual actually works. But it seemed to do me well previously.
Excellent. Good to hear.
Gives the house a fresh start.
I agree.
Did it help with the mold smell? Like the sage?
It helped, but it's kind of one of those things where, Sarmea's perfume,
Just
just
still
smells
mixes.
kind of like colliding and
Yeah.
mixing together.
Did we close the hatch? Or
Not
you...
yet.
No, it's still open.
We could close it if it doesn't seem to be getting less vinegary in here.
Yeah, you might want to.
All right, Saban just walks over and kicks it shut.
So the hatch is now closed.
I'm going to take the last bit, and as I say one last thing, I'm going to toss it into the fire.
Yeah, and then after that, you guys, the smoke thickens up a little bit and kind of clings to the room, but it definitely, that kind of for a couple minutes, there's just an overwhelming kind of sage fragrance that floats through the entire bottom floor.
You're welcome.
And that definitely, the sage had helped a little bit, but that definitely for the next, probably 5-10 minutes makes it much more bearable.
All right. Well,
I do have to say, minus it being a little run down as it is, it's not a bad place.
oh no, I think it's
Not-
fantastic. I'm excited for the future.
Great bones.
Aye.
Sarmea's gonna go back up to her room and she's gonna grab something and then come back down.
So yeah, you guys see Sarmea walk away for a moment. A few minutes later, she comes back.
And she's holding a cheese wheel that looks like this big.
Okay.
And she's gonna find a surface like the bar, and she'll set it on there and get out her dagger and start cutting it into wedges, and start passing them out.
Sarmea, that's so kind.
This
Thank
is a Nogakori, a special Nogakori family recipe that goes back a long way in my mom's family. And it's just, I like you guys and most of you guys and
That's very sweet, Sarmea. Thanks.
I'm really,
You just go piece of rind for him.
I give him a slightly small. No, I don't. I give him a good piece. And
Well, a second toast.
Yeah.
To us.
We're toasting cheese wedges.
Yes.
Tight. All right. Yeah.
Clink.
Clink.
I hope it doesn't clink.
Oh god, it does.
just
You notice that the creaminess of the
Glass
cheese
cheese.
actually pairs pretty well with the sage around
Oh,
that's floating
nice.
through the
Yeah.
middle.
Remind me to pair these flavors together in the future.
Yeah, so what do you guys do? You guys just hang out? Or anything in particular you guys want
Oh.
to make happen?
When Sarmaya and I clink cheese wedges, I'm just gonna look at her and say, if we're gonna be business partners, we have to learn to trust each other. So,
You're not so bad. You're pretty good at some things that I'm not good at.
I'm sure that you have something that you're better than me at, but but someday we'll see it. I'm just kidding.
Hand of friendship slap.
It just makes it so easy.
I
No, seriously, truce. Seriously. Shake
And Sarmea will give her the strongest handshake she can muster.
on it.
That's a -1 strength right there.
Yeah.
Okay. My +0.
Huge difference. Alright.
Huge. Alright, so, truce.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think I'm gonna go tidy up my room a bit. I'm gonna head upstairs.
Drago heads upstairs to his room. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I have no booze, and
We have a pony cake.
Oh, we
You guys
do.
didn't bring back
We don't have any cups.
Cake stands.
Cake stand.
stands all
Pony
around.
cake stand.
It's a real D&D team building exercise.
Fantasy cake stands.
Yeah.
Oh,
We have to
God.
roll for decks.
Yeah.
Cast
Acrobatics.
levitate.
Our party really bonded over cake stands. Next Sabian would take his pile of firewood and head upstairs.
Okay.
To his bedroom.
I think I'm gonna do the same.
I would do the same as well.
Is this stool operable? Does it stand in my room?
Yeah, I was gonna
Stands
say, was
enough.
there like any furniture
I put it next to my
in
bed.
my like attic space?
Yeah, I'd say that throughout the house, you guys are able to find like small stools and like side tables and stuff like that seem usable.
Yeah.
Not everything's just completely broken.
Right. If I could find like even just a side table, like for my room, I'd grab it.
Yeah.
If there wasn't already one up there. And then like once I got to my room, I'd like kind of like pull out some of my jars and my like pieces of dead stuff and like kind of lay them out like on my table. And then like before I went to bed, I'd like take my goggles off and like put them on that table like with my jars and everything.
Nice.
Circles 3 times before.
Spreads out her dead things.
Yeah.
So everybody's heading to
Well,
their rooms.
They have some belongings.
I'm gonna grab.
Make it start feeling like a little like home.
I'm also gonna grab some firewood, and I'm going to put it on my side of the fireplace. And call through to Brago and say, Brago, do you mind if I light a fire?
Oh, yeah. No,
You
go for it.
hot?
Carts.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Light a fire. It is annoying.
It has already been stoked.
I know. I can't wait.
At that point, firebolt, once again, into the fireplace. Yeah. Good night, Brago.
Good night.
Give him a little wink back through the fire. And I'm gonna lay on the newly acquired bed and kind of just stare at my necklace, kind of pondering why this place.
Yeah.
Just why here.
Sick balcony room, bro.
Oh yeah, dog. I'm happy to choose that side room. Thanks for the balcony, guys.
I just walk out into the hall and then I get back.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. It's not en suite.
Sarmea wants to go into the library and study and see if there's maybe some kind of shelving she can salvage.
I'd say that there's a bookshelf in there that's got a couple shelves that are workable.
She's gonna try to drag that back to her room.
Okay. Roll an athletics check.
Oh, man, this is gonna be fun.
4.
So you kind
Wait, is it
of.
athletics? Are you sure that's?
Oh, I have a plus. If he wants me to do acrobatics.
Nope.
No.
Athletics.
No.
Nope.
Oh, it is plus 0. Okay.
So you kind of. You spin it around enough to where you can get one side and you kind of grab the top and you like angle it a little bit to where you're like holding it up and you start to like scoot it backwards out the door. But as you just get out, like almost in between the two staircases, you kind of feel like it's slipping and it's a lot heavier than you think all of a sudden, and like before you're about to get crushed, you have to step out from underneath it as it slams into the floor. Everybody just hears this loud crash, and the two salvageable shelves that were on it are now broken.
Sarmea's just gonna leave it right there. Just go back to your room.
At the
Is it
bottom of
heated?
the stairs.
Yeah.
No, I tried to take it from here to here, so I don't.
Yeah, so she had to come out this door and then into this hallway.
But the crash
So
definitely
it
was
fell
heard
right in here. So yeah, it would have been right here above you guys.
And I'm gonna stick my head out the door, just call up. Is everything okay?
Do I hear this?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's right below you, basically. Sabian, you would hear all this happening too.
I'm fine.
Okay. Did some of the house fall in?
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Good night, Samaya.
Night.
Close the door.
Then you hear all this happening below you.
Sabian will walk out and pick up like some of the boards and take them back into his room with them and throw them in the fire. And then get into bed. And then he will put the plushy thing on the side stand.
You're not gonna sleep with it?
Hell no. That's a
You will
symbol of
behold
the enemy.
Cute little beholder plush. Cuddle the shit out of it.
That thing is like a
I know.
reminder of all how badly I fucked up. And he'll probably just sit there and like sort of stare into the sapphire and sort of like roll the pendant around in his hands and just think about the dream and the ocean and I don't know, just sort of get lost in it for a while.
Yeah.
And then drift off to sleep.
As you drift off to sleep, you kind of get into the visions of the place where you used to live, and you see just ocean water and spray, and as you drift off, you can almost swear you catch just like the faintest hint of salt on the air as you pass out. And then anybody else want to do anything in particular before you bed down?
I pull like this like necklace out of my bag that's like big like stone and like metal beads, and if there's like anywhere I can hang it, like on a wall or like on a bedpost or anything that I could like see it while I'm like laying down, I would.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
sure you could.
Kind of decoratively.
Yeah, you could either hang it off your bed, or I'd say depending on where your bed's set up, you could even maybe hang it like above your fireplace in your room or something like that.
Perfect. Yeah, if I could put it above the fireplace, that would be like.
It'd be easy enough for you to scavenge like some nails and like just put something in yourself too.
Cool.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Is
Is
it,
that everybody?
is it quiet in the house?
I mean, other than you having dropped a shelf a little bit ago.
Like, as I'm laying down to try to sleep, it's quiet.
Yeah, you don't notice anything that seems out of the ordinary.
So Sarmea is gonna hold her bit of fleece in her hands as she tries to sleep, and she'll repeatedly cast minor illusion of just like specifically like her family's voices talking to fall asleep to.
Okay. Sabian, before you pass out, roll a perception check.
Nope, you were
Nope,
smart.
never mind.
Yep.
Already fell asleep.
Yep, passed out.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's everybody's passing out.
Yep, I go to sleep.
Yeah.
As you guys all drift off into sleep, let me get everybody's passive perception scores.
You got it.
10.
10.
Oh.
13.
Yeah. It's. I don't think this
11 for Zim.
Oh, we have the lowest passive perceptions.
It'd be 10 plus your perception modifier.
It's
10.
10.
I'm the highest with 13.
Yeah.
Oh, mine's actually 11 then.
So you all drift off into sleep. Everybody, for the most part, sleeps rather peacefully. It might not be like the best sleep you've ever had, as you guys are all in a new place that you're not used to yet, all in new beds, basically, except for Sarmea. But Sabian, as you sleep, you kind of sit up in the middle of the night, thinking that you heard something. Now that you're awake, roll me a perception check.
Come on, dice. 15.
15. You kind of like groggily like rub the sleep that's in your eyes and kind of just look around and wait for a second. And then you hear the sound of like glass breaking underneath you.
I grab my dagger and short. I grab a dagger and a short sword, and I quietly open my door and listen again.
Before I forget, what did you guys do with the keg?
I would have probably just left it in like the pantry.
Yeah, I would say that would be the most logical.
All right, yeah. So you kind of creep to the door and you like open it slightly. You can see down the hallway. You see Sarmea's door across the hallway from yours is closed. And you kind of wait for another minute, and you hear tink, 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 tink as you hear something slide across the floor downstairs.
Excellent.
Ping, ping, ping.
I'm going to sneak up to Zin's room.
So you head upstairs.
I'm going to head upstairs to Zin's room.
As you head upstairs and you're starting to round the corner, you hear a thud
From downstairs.
from downstairs.
Like any, like a heavy thud.
Yeah, just like the sound of something heavy just like fell off of something. Not like a loud crash, but like something had gotten knocked over, almost similar to the sound of Sarmea dropping the bookshelf earlier.
Got it. I'm going to creep up to Zin's room and quietly as possible open the door.
Yeah, roll a stealth check.
12.
12. You didn't lock your door or anything?
No.
Yeah, so you're able to kind of just pop the door open slightly.
Just creep in and I sort of grab Zin's arm as she's sleeping and sort of like gently.
You just feel this tug on your arm.
I like gently kind of wake up and look around. I just kind of give a head nod. On your soul.
I'm not wearing. I'm just
Yeah.
wearing like.
Okay, I would
I'm
just,
wearing nothing.
I'm not wearing nothing, but I'm wearing like a linen shirt and trousers.
Yeah,
I'm like
I
not
would
wearing
just-
my leather armor, but I do have my short sword and my dagger on me.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
would.
you see his necklace just prominently on his chest.
Rad. Yeah, no, then I would just grab my flail and follow you down.
I, on the way down, am going to, instead of go down, I'm going to open the door to Maverin's room.
Okay, so you head down to the second floor. As you
I motion for Zin's way.
as you guys both round the corner in the staircase from the third floor down to the second, you hear a loud, like, scraping sound as if something was like being drug across the floor downstairs. And you hear it go,
I look at
and then
Zin,
it stops.
and then I open Maverin's door and I do the same, try to shake him awake.
Does it take me very long? I am, on the other hand, shirtless.
Sexy.
With
Yeah.
your jeweled
Oh,
necklace.
yes. With my necklace also well exposed. And my shiny ass skin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, pale and shiny.
Ooh la la.
What? Downstairs? Saving? What? What's downstairs?
Dude, you mentioned something supposed to be haunted.
Something like that? What time is it?
It's very late. There's noises downstairs.
And kind of shakes the sleep out of his eyes, and kicks his feet off the bed and stands up. So, we're figuring it. You don't know what it is.
You know, I figured you know about things like this if you're burning sage with these people.
if it's actually you, it could just be people, looters. It could be that barkeep from the other tavern. Probably not. Alright, I'm happy to help, obviously. Alright, we'll follow.
And then you hear a ping, and then you hear that sound of like something rolling around, like a metal board has been. And then stop.
And we'll creep downstairs, I guess, as
Yep.
the trio.
Okay. With you in the lead.
Before we leave Abram's room, I'll call through the fireplace. Brago! Brago!
Sure.
I'll try to get his attention, but not be very loud. So, if it doesn't work,
I'd say roll a perception check with disadvantage because you're asleep.
That makes sense to me. 9.
9. I'd say that you don't exactly wake up and realize it, but you kind of feel a little out of place, and you can hear him shifting in his bed, but he doesn't respond and doesn't get up.
I don't want to risk it, so I let him
Yeah.
see.
I'm ready to figure out what this is.
Creep downstairs as a trio, I guess.
All right. So, saving in the lead.
Sure.
Any specific order for you guys?
I'd probably be in the middle.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. So as you guys get down and you hit the bottom of the floor, you all hear this kind of sloshing sound of liquid in something, and then you see a barrel just roll across the floor out from behind the bar.
And it's the keg.
It's the keg that
Yeah,
Brago
Brago.
had brought. And it kind of just rolls across and then hits the wall and stops.
I'm just gonna quietly move that way.
This
toward
way?
toward the heart. To get let people come down behind me.
I would follow.
I'm gonna try to whisper to Sabian, do you want more light on the situation?
Sure.
I'm going to grab one of the stools that's near some of the stuff down below and cast light on it to see if I can light up the room.
So I'd say you just step down and grab one of these stools right there next to the staircase. You quietly mutter your words, and then this light just springs forth from this chair. The second that happens, Zin and Sabian roll me a dex save.
You got it.
Sorry.
It's okay. 14.
14?
Dex save, you said?
Yeah.
17.
17? So you're both, you both just hear something come whipping through the air, and you're both able to duck in time as you just hear a metal plate bounce off the wall behind you and scatter across the floor.
And this, wait, which direction did it come from?
It came from
the
behind
pantry?
the bar, yeah.
Okay. It's and I just kind of look at you and I just whisper,
Who's in there? Sabian will call out, and he nods.
yeah, I'm gonna start getting to so if anybody tried to run out, I'd be in their way from getting past the bar. So standing
where the barrel is.
where the barrel is, pretty much, just flail ready.
As you move that way, Mavram, give me a dex save.
Natural 20.
Yeah. So you're able to kind of just step to the side as Zin, as you approach the bar, you just see this bottle come barreling past you, and it slams into the wall right next to Mavram and explodes.
Do you see anything?
Do I see anything from where I
Roll a
am?
perception check.
Sabian's just actively being calling out loud. So.
9 for perception.
You don't see anything.
Alright.
I want to take the stool and toss it over the bar.
Okay. Yeah, make, I guess, so where exactly are you throwing it? Just, back into the pantry?
Yep.
Yeah, so make an attack.
2. If it's strength, it's a 1.
So you kind of like pick up a stool and huck it that way, and
The lit stool specifically.
oh, the lit one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
That's more so not an attack, but just to throw light down that.
got it. So you pick up the stool and you whip it over the top of the bar, and you hear it kind of crash into the floor and skitter across. And the light source is now behind the bar, and you see that from where you guys are, the light kind of dims a bit because it's now behind the bar and being obstructed.
Mhm.
But back where the chair is actually sitting, you don't see anything back there.
Well,
And then suddenly, a small chair comes scooting across the floor straight towards the fireplace.
Just by itself.
Yeah.
There, no, did you see that? No, nothing moved that. What?
14?
Did
Did I notice it?
You did not see anything. You definitely noticed the chair come sliding
Okay.
across the floor. But to you, it was just sitting there, and all of a sudden, it just shot.
There was
towards you
nothing
guys.
behind that.
No, that was on its own, and that.
Could this be the undead? The haunting?
Well,
Volo spoke of?
could be.
As you guys are sitting there discussing this, you hear this quiet squeaking.
Where is it coming
Roll a
from?
perception check.
Oh, God.
Everybody?
Yep.
Natural
Sleepers
20
as well?
for that
No,
one.
just the people down there.
Natural 20.
11.
Oh,
So
dang.
2 natural 20s and
Yeah.
an 11.
Oh, find it.
You don't see where it's coming from, Mavram. You can hear it. Zin and Stavian, you look over to where it's coming from. You hear it coming from over here by the main door. You look up and you see there's just like the little bit of light that is coming from behind the bar from the lit stool. You notice that on the window, that the dust on the window starts to clear in places. And then you notice that a spot appears and then starts to go in like a circular motion, but then stops about halfway. And then you see a line start to appear next to it, and another line towards the bottom of it. And you sit there and watch for a moment, and as you do, you see the words "closing time" get spelled out in the dust. And that's where we're going to leave tonight.
Oh my God.
Word.
So yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to go home, but
Okay.
you can't stay here.
God damn it.
I know who I want to take me home.
Oh my god.
Closing
Send
time.
Brago to yeah.
So, thank you guys for watching again.
Oh, yeah.
It was a blast. So this will be happening again in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Every other Wednesday, 7 p.m., same time. Don't forget to check out the Swordcast Adventures. We have a new episode coming out this Monday.
Oh.
Check out our Patreon, where you can donate some money, get a couple of awesome things every month, and it helps us keep doing stuff like this.
Hell yeah.
Which is a lot of fun.
And you can find us on Twitter.
Twitter,
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook. You can find me at Outloud Scout. You can also find me on the Pungeons and Dragons channel every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, you can all find all these wonderful people all doing their own awesome projects. If
Yeah.
anybody wants
Hell
to
yeah.
shout out.
At Fibromancer on Twitter.
At From Book to Board on Instagram.
Yeah.
At
Fibromancy on Etsy for dice bags.
Boom.
Keely, which is KILIN1F on Twitter.
At Erroneous, or AARONPOUZ on Twitter.
At Major Boredom, MJRBOREDOM. I always almost misspell it.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys
yeah.
again.
Go to
This is
Kraken
the
Dice.
next
Buy
time.
dice.
Next time there will be back back-to-back episodes of D&D Ghost Hunters and D&D Bar Rescue.
Yeah.
It'll be real good.
And
We ain't afraid of no ghosts.
D&D Slumber Party.
Yeah, right?
Well,
I'm-
sexy.
I gotta say, I'm a little surprised you guys didn't check Sarmani's room to see if she was just casting minor illusions.
We haven't learned yet.
Yeah.
I didn't wake
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, thank you guys again. We'll see you next time.
Hell yeah. Bye, guys.